Gentleman yields back his time. Thank you very much. I'd like to yield to the distinguished gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Higgins, 5 minutes.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. And thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to be moving fast, which is rare for me. Mr. Chairman, federal agencies are required to conduct annual audits under the Chief Financial Officers Act of 1990. The Department of Defense receives more funding than any other federal agency. More than half of federal discretionary spending goes to DOD. Yet it's the only federal agency not to achieve a clean audit opinion. Mr. Mansfield, I'm going to be directing my question at you, so I'm going to ask you to tune in with me. Let me ask you up front. You're the Deputy Inspector General for Audit under the U.S. Department of Defense Office of the Inspector General. Is that correct? So you're like a financial law enforcement officer. Is that correct?
I wouldn't go quite that far.
You look at it like that? So you're familiar with the term?
We call the balls and strikes.
You're familiar with the term reasonable suspicion?
Yes.
So in looking through money, would you be able to recognize something that looks suspicious?
I would like to think so.
Most probably.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, may I suggest to you that you're not going to have clean audits out of the DOD until we address the culture within the DOD of confounding and even suspicious decisions out of the Department of Defense regarding programs costing billions and billions and billions of dollars. How can you possibly have a clean audit when you have mysterious things going on? So I'm going to drive into one example. I'm going to give one particularly egregious example, if you'll direct your attention to the screen, if I may have, thank you. Let's just go through the timeline here. This is one large interaction between Austal Shipyards and the DOD, United States Navy, that's been going on for a long time. February 2017, wide media reports highlight concerns about China's frigate design resembling the United States Navy's littoral combat ship, the LCS. That coincides with also USA's joint venture with a Chinese shipbuilder. June 2020, also gets $50 million. The DOD invests $50 million in a grant to Austal to establish steel shipbuilding capabilities, funded by the DPA and the CARES Act. They've never built a steel ship, but they got $50 million American treasure to set up the capability to do so. 2022, September, myself and Congressman Dunn expressed national security concerns officially to DHS and Navy secretaries about also USA's OPC contract amidst the LCS program scrutiny. In 2023, a federal grand jury indicts 3 individuals with accounting fraud at Austal USA related to LCS contracts. July 2023, myself and Congressman Dunn sent a letter to the Navy OIG requesting an investigation into Austal USA regarding connections to China and this ongoing mystery of money and contracts being awarded for steel vessels when they had never built a steel vessel. It continues. May 2024, the DOD-IG meets with me after it had been confirmed to me from the DOD-IG that the DOJ was now involved investigating Austal and things that I had put on the table. DOD-IG meets with me and acknowledges ongoing investigations in response to concerns, but they refuse to provide any further details because it's an ongoing DOD-IG and DOJ investigation. June 2024, the former Secretary of the Navy becomes the chairman of Austal Limited. You can't make this stuff up, America. How are you going to possibly get a clean audit when this is the culture that we're dealing with? August 2024, Austal agrees to settle accounting fraud and false claims with the DOJ by paying by a $25 million fine. The fine was supposed to be $71 million. But they reduced it because Austal said they didn't have the money. September 2024, Austal receives another $450 million contract to expand their submarine module production in Mobile, Alabama, basically building them a shipyard with American money. September 2024, just the other day, Austal gets another $152 million Navy contract to build infrastructure for the Columbia-class and Virginia-class submarine modules. It's almost, that's $600 million that they've been given just this year, this month, after this ongoing. The former Secretary of the Navy is the CEO of the company, an Australian company. Mr. Mansfield, does this rise to the level of reasonable suspicion in the financial realm, sir? Are you familiar with any of these investigations that allegedly are taking place within the IG's office?
Sir, so I focus on audits, not criminal investigations, but I am familiar with the public disclosures and discussions regarding the settlements reached by DOJ.
That's encouraging. So you are familiar with what I'm discussing here. The bigger picture here, Mr. Stephens, Mr. Manfield, Mr. Khan, is that the Department of Defense returns to Congress every year and asks for hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. I'm on the Armed Services Committee. We're responsible for funding, and I'm honored to fund the Department of Defense. But we can't continue to operate without some degree of accountability for this money. It's almost $1 trillion a year now. When you have things like this going on, it just blows the minds of Americans that witness it. Mr. Chairman, my time has expired, but my passion for this topic has not. I thank you for having this hearing today, and I yield.
Thank you, gentlemen.